This video will show you how to safely set up a live lesson for your class. When you go into Google Classroom, this will say generate meet link, and if you click on it, you'll get a personalized link as the one here. You can manage this by going into settings. So if you click on settings and scroll down, you'll see this section here. You need to make sure that visible to students is switched off, so that this will give you complete control over the link and when the students will see it. What's also really important is that you reset the link after each lesson, and to do that, if you click this button, you can click reset and it will generate a new link for you. Once you've generated your link, if you post it 5 minutes before the lesson for students to join, but make sure that you join before they do. So join 10 minutes before the lesson so that you can set it up for them. So if you click the link, it will take you to this page here. And when you click join now, you'll see some settings at the bottom of the page. This is the nickname that you can give to students to log on, or you can just copy and paste the link that was on Google Classroom. So this blue security badge is really important. Every time you open a lesson, these will automatically all be switched on. You need to switch off quick access. That will mean that you can manually accept each individual student. It means that they cannot join anonymously and they can only be from Dorrington High School. They'll just pop up here and you can just accept them as they join. The other thing you want to switch off is share their screen. This still allows you to share your screen, it just stops them from sharing theirs. Sending chat messages is completely up to you whether you want to have that on or off. Personally, I like to keep it on because some students aren't confident turning their mic on and speaking, so they might feel more confident sending a question on the chat. So I'd keep that on. Whilst you're waiting for students to enter the lesson, it's a good idea to have a starter up on the page so they've got something to get on with while you wait for the other students. I'd recommend having a strict start time so that you're not hanging around for too long. With my lessons, I'm going to be recording all of them so that I can post them later. So if any students miss any part of the lesson, they can just catch up at a later time. To record your lesson, if you click this here, there's a section that says record meeting. And if you click that, it will inform the students that you are recording. And then at the end, when you finish recording, you can go back to this and it will say stop recording. The recording of the lesson will be sent to your Google Drive and you'll get an email with a link to it. At the start of my lesson slides, I've got this picture here, which just reminds me, in case I've forgotten, to switch off quick access and switch off share their screen. So some general tips. Have two devices open, one where you're sharing your lesson and the other way you can keep an eye on the chat. This is really useful if you're going into full screen mode. So if you're presenting, then you can't see the chat on the same screen. So it's good to enter the meeting on a phone or another device if you can. If you do that, make sure you turn off the mic and camera on the second device to avoid the sound echoing. You can use live captions for students who cannot access headphones. And at the beginning of each lesson, go through expectations and post them on Google Classroom in advance too. Recording the lesson is really useful so that you can post it later, but do remember to ask them to turn off their mics and cameras. Here is an example of a slide that I've used at the start of a lesson. It has a task for the students to get on with, and then a couple of instructions for them to be aware of. So turning off their camera and mic, writing the title, and having a go at the work. You can then follow this with some more detailed expectations. Make sure that you tell them that you are about to start recording so that they are aware, and tell them when you've finished as well. Any questions, feel free to email me.